The sun sets over a glowing futuristic city. Across every channel, smiling anchors beam with pride, reporting this launch as humanity's biggest achievement. Crowds gather on neon streets, holding up their transparent phones, recording history in real time. In hospitals, nurses hand glowing bottles to weak patients, their faces lighting up with hope. Children drink eagerly, their cheeks glowing with joy. Even orphanages are filled with laughter, as caretakers watch little ones taste a future they never dreamed of. But while the world celebrated, one man stood apart. His name was Ethan Voss, a quiet figure, 6 feet tall, clean-shaven, his eyes always searching for truth. He walked through neon streets alone, adjusting the goggles on his face as the glowing ads of Elixir One surrounded him. The crowd cheered, but his lips curled into a half-smile of doubt. Sitting in a cafe, sipping coffee while the city worshipped the miracle, Ethan whispered to himself, "Not every miracle can be trusted." And with those words, he walked into the night. The man behind this empire prepared for his grand moment. Magnus Kane. His messy hair, his sharp black suit, and that smile, a smile too wide, too cold, too dangerous. As he stepped onto a shining stage, thousands roared in applause. Drones hovered overhead, capturing every cheer. Behind him, he raised the bottle of Elixir One high into the air, basking in the glory of his invention. At his side stood Selena, his partner, graceful, elegant, her smile hiding quiet worry. The crowd erupted, but Magnus's smile betrayed something darker. And in a corner, Ethan watched silently, whispering to himself, "Every empire begins with applause." In the days that followed, Elixir One spread like fire. Supermarkets overflowed with glowing bottles. Families stocked their homes with hope. Doctors held bottles with pride. Nurses lined their shelves. Children laughed, chasing each other with their miracle drink. Crowds danced outside stores as if the future itself had finally arrived. The news called it humanity's greatest gift. The world was drinking hope and loving every drop. But in his tower of glass, Magnus Kane watched more than celebrations. He watched control. Smiling, he whispered to Selena, his voice dripping with hunger. She touched his arm gently, uncertain, but his eyes were fixed only on power. "This," he muttered, staring at holographic charts of rising profits, "is just the beginning." Selena smiled faintly, but her eyes showed doubt, because power changes men. And behind that smile, Magnus was already planning something far greater than saving lives. Meanwhile, Ethan found himself standing in an orphanage. Children ran to him, hugging him with laughter in their eyes, bottles of Elixir One glowing in their hands. A doctor explained its miracles, its benefits, its promise. Ethan nodded politely, but in his eyes, suspicion grew. Could something so perfect really be harmless? The children's smiles warmed his heart, yet his thoughts whispered, even miracles cast shadows. Far away, Magnus and Selena basked in luxury. Neon parties, golden champagne, endless applause. He laughed with powerful men. Selena danced by his side, smiling, but her eyes searched for answers. Behind her grace, she carried a silent conflict. And every time Magnus's smile widened, a hidden monster revealed itself. Behind every smile hides a secret. And in the neon rain of a lonely street, Ethan Voss stood still. He held a bottle of Elixir One in his hand, staring at it under the cold glow of holographic ads. His fingers tightened, and for the first time, he whispered to himself, "This doesn't feel right." With one motion, he tossed the bottle into the trash. The glass clinked, echoing louder than thunder in his heart. Because that night, the city slept under Elixir One's promise. But Ethan didn't. He followed the glow of trucks rolling out of a factory. He hid in shadows, goggles shining as his eyes tracked every move. He watched Magnus from afar, his smile cutting through glass windows like a blade. Selena stood beside him, unreadable, almost frozen in place. Ethan scribbled notes furiously as machines roared and shadows moved within the factory. His doubt turned to determination. He knew now something was wrong.